What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Shadowlands video. How are you all doing? Hope you're doing well. Blizzard has been on a tear announcing things lately. We got the talent trees. It looks like the alpha might be coming next week on the 14th of July. That's just a rumor, but we'll see. Could be happening. The talent trees are coming out hot and fast. Death Knight has already been out. Druid was out. Priest came out more recently. And then they just did Hunter and Rogue like yesterday. So I'm going to do the Rogue stuff now because I'm very interested in it, of course. I also think the Rogue trees are the best trees that they've released so far. I think like by far. I don't think it's close, actually. The Rogue trees are fantastic. So let's dive into just the Rogue class tree today. There's some really important distinctions I want to talk about and help you understand about what they're doing with this tree. And we'll do the spec trees another day, okay? So get your coffee. Let's dive right in. First of all, I want to talk about the opening to the tree because it's mostly utility. So we got like Garrote, which is damage. But then we have Blind, Sap, Cloak of Shadows, Feint, Evasion, Numbing Poison, Gouge, Tricks of the Trade, Stealth buffs, Shadowstep, Sprint, more movement speed. You got Crimson Vial. So all of this stuff is utility, okay? And a lot of the trees are designed that way. For example, the Death Knight one has, Death Strike, Anti-Magic Shell, Health from Veteran of the Third War, Icebound Fortitude, your Kick and Mind Freeze, Chains of Ice, your Ghoul. Druid is similar. You have some healing. There is some throughput in Druid, which is a little bit different. But there's a lot of base abilities that you actually have to pick up with Druid. And so they have less utility here kind of to do. But there may be one of the exceptions. It's just interesting to see that the trees are made very differently. Let's look at Priest really quickly. So you can see Priest has got throughput kind of right away, right? They've got Shadow Men, Shadow Word Death. And then you've got Prayer of Mending and Renew. And then you've got Improved Smite, which is 50% more damage, Power Infusion. So it's interesting to see that there's a huge difference, really, between the different kinds of trees. And I think that that's a good thing for the game. I just want to say right out of the gates that there's some class identity that comes along with the way that these different trees are structured. The opener for Rogue, it just got a lot of utility. Like, there's no 50% more damage on Smite. There's no Shadow Word Death. I'm not gaining a big heal in Shadow Men, reducing the cooldown of Mind Blast by 7.5 seconds. Power Infusion. That doesn't exist in this Rogue tree. You are getting other really, really powerful utility options, though, that are so important for Rogue. Like, it's really important, and it's good to understand that not all class trees are going to be equal. They're not all going to look the same, and they don't need to, nor should they. They just shouldn't, okay? So don't be upset if you're like looking at another tree and you're like, why does this guy get like a couple of damaging abilities and I'm stuck with like my utility? It's because your class is different, and you will get your damaging abilities and stuff later on, but you're going to start out with different kinds of utility. So here's some really important things I want to note for the Rogue class tree. Some of the best things that are here. Shadowstep for everybody. Cold Blood is returning. Thistle Tea is coming back. Vigor and Deeper Stratagem and Mark for Death are here. Shadow Dance is here. Echoing Reprimand is here. And there's some incredible other little things I'm going to get into as well. So there's some powerful stuff on this tree, okay? So let's just dive right in. Let me make it bigger so you can, there we go. Let's do that. So like I said, there's utility off the top. One thing I do not like about this tree, and I'm going to say it right out of the gates here, is that Evasion is stuck behind Garrote. There is an emphasis that Blizzard is putting on stealth for all three specs of Rogue, including Outlaw. We'll get to that later. That's why I think Garrote is at the top. Garrote is here because it's the Assassination row, and then this is the Outlaw row, and this is the Subtlety row. So I understand why Garrote is here. However, locking my second best defensive cooldown behind Garrote for an Outlaw rogue feels a little bit out of place. I gotta say, it just feels like it's out of place a little bit. So I would like to see this changed. Maybe put Garrote down here Although that's the outlaw section. So I don't know where you put this. Just add another area over here. Put something else up here, like numbing poison. Put numbing poison up there. And then give me evasion. Or just put evasion up there. Why not put evasion? You got blind here and sap here. Again, this is the assassination side of the tree. So I just feel like evasion is being locked behind Garrote, and I'm not a fan of that as an outlaw rogue. Of course, assassination rogue won't care, and maybe sub rogue won't care either. But I don't know. For outlaw, it's a little bit strange, okay? It is only 1 point. I'm going to quit moaning about it now, okay? I'm done moaning. All right. So you come down here, you can get numbing poison. You get buffs to Crimson Vial. This is bad, actually. This is bad. So Iron Stomach is bad. It just gives you 25% more healing on Crimson Vial. That needs to be different. This should just be Crimson Vial now has 2 charges. Please, Blizzard, for the love of God, make this Crimson Vial now has 2 charges. Or Crimson Vial now removes bleeds and poisons off your character. Okay? That should be one of the 2 options. Iron Stomach, giving you 25% more healing, is literally useless. Especially when there's going to be better recovery options in the tree, like Recuperator and Leeching Poison. Okay? So please, Blizzard, this cannot be just 25% more healing. It should be Crimson Vial now removes poison and bleeds, or Crimson Vial has 2 charges. Pick one. Either one of those is fantastic. Would make this talent really good. Okay? You get some extra movement speed here. This energy cost reduction, which is really good, and then enemies disabled by your CC take 10% more damage. That's standard right now. Very good. There's some stealth buffs over here. You get subterfuge. I can't say that word. Abilities requiring stealth can still be used for 3 seconds after stealth breaks. That works really, really well with Garrote. Of course, that's kind of a standard way that Assassination Rogue will open. They'll open with like triple Garrote because they're still be able to use their stealth abilities. So that's pretty cool. Shadowstep for all. I cannot emphasize how important this is and how good of a cooldown this is. Getting Shadowstep for Outlaw Rogue is amazing. For PvP, it's like broken. But for PvE, it's just a really, 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 really good quality of life button. Okay? Shadowstep can save your bacon like all the time. You can, if you're stuck, if you're like kind of rooted somewhere, you can just shadow step behind an ally, right? Or you can shadow step to the next enemy that you need to get behind and start doing damage right away. It improves your damage and your survivability a lot. So I'm really happy that it's here. I'm happy that Outlaw Rogue can now take it. Let me talk about the recovery. Recuperators here. Slice and Dice heals you for 1% of your max health every 2 seconds. Incredible. Incredible stuff because I'll have Slice and Dice up all the time. Now, Outlaw Rogue can also get Leeching Poison if you want to. I doubt you'll actually go get this, but maybe. If you're if you're doing a Thistle Tea build, you will come get Leeching Poison for free. So you can have 12% Leech and Recuperator. That's a lot. And then Crimson Vial. And then 25% more healing on Crimson Vial. Blizzard, come on. Fix this. 1 more charge, or it removes poisons and bleeds. Okay. This is really, really good survivability for all Outlaw Rogues. For all rogues, not just Outlaw. But in particular for Outlaw Rogue, because Outlaw Rogue didn't have Leeching Poison. They didn't have, you know, Stealth and Shadow Dance heals you for like 2% of your maximum health. Whatever that was. Is that in Subtlety? Let me look. It's just sure. Nope. Maybe they got rid of that. Oh no, that's Deepening Shadows. There was an ability that basically made it so that when you were in Shadow Dance or Stealth, you healed for like 1% of your max health. They actually might have got rid of that, which I'm very sad about. I liked the recovery. But so now you can see, even if they did get rid of that for Shadow, then you can pick up more recovery in the main tree. So you have Leeching Poison, you have Recuperator, and you'll have your Crimson Vial for combat, but for Outlaw Rogue. But Sub Rogue is going to be able to have Leeching Poison now, just like Assassination was the only one who could have that before. So they will get some recovery still, even though they're losing a little bit of that from the current talents the way they are. So that's good for recovery. Really, really good stuff. Let me come back to Shadow Dance in a minute. Let me highlight a couple things. Mark for Death is here, which is amazing. It also means that you can get Deeper Stratagem, which is amazing, by the way, if you don't know that, if you've been living under a rock. And then you can also get Vigor, okay? which is amazing. So I know I just said that 3 times, but let me show you this really quickly. Deeper Stratagem and Mark for Death and Vigor are all on the exact same row. You can't get all 3 of them right now. So now, realistically speaking, you could get 2 out of the 3 of these as any version of Rogue, okay? You could probably get Vigor and Mark for Death. Let's just do that for fun, okay? There you go. There's your build. Now you have 50 extra energy, 15% energy regen, and Mark for Death. Or you could go Deeper Stratagem and Vigor. Like, any combination of the 2, they're yours. That's amazing. The energy regeneration and the combo point generation that you're going to be getting out of that is actually incredible. That's a massive, massive quality of life buff to any of the rogue specs. That all of your energy regeneration, this entire row, which is all about getting your energy back, you can have 2 or 3 of these if you want to have them now. 3 would be overkill, but 2 is realistic, and that's very, very cool to see. So, love to see that. Let's get rid of this build here. Let me go down the assassination tree. You got Seal Fate, with it's an assassination-only passive right now, but you can get it now on any rogue. The assassination side basically has to do with crit, a lot to do with crit. Let's talk about that right now. Cold Blood is returning, increases your critical strike chance of your next damaging ability by 100%. Imagine for a second if you're an outlaw rogue and you shoot your between the eyes. So let's say you use Echoing Reprimand and you anima charge a combo point. You spend that combo point finisher on between the eyes. So now it's a 7-point finisher, and it's between the eyes. And if between the eyes crits, it does 4 times the normal damage. You have a 7-point finisher that's now going to do 4 times the normal damage because you use Cold Blood. That's really cool. This is like an assassination rogue specialty, but you can move it over to the outlaw rogue, you know, build, and have like a build that's all about between the eyes. That between the eyes would, like, imagine if you Blade Flurried it. Okay, so you Blade Flurry, and you're hitting 8 targets, because yes, Blade Flurry and Outlaw Rogue can now hit 8 targets. We'll get to that on another video. You're hitting 8 targets in front of you. You press Cold Blood, and then you shoot your between the eyes, which is anima charged, a 7-point combo finisher that's doing 4 times the normal damage, and it's hitting 8 targets. Are you kidding me? That is the coolest freaking combo. I cannot wait to pull that off in Dragonflight. Very, very cool. Come down the tree a little bit, and you've got Thistle Tea. Thistle Tea is a returning ability from Legion. This was actually in Legion. This is good for all rogues. I mean, obviously, this is very enticing. 3 charges on a 1-minute cooldown? Are you kidding me, dude? Actually, does Restless Blades? It doesn't, right? There's no way. No. Okay. So if Restless Blades reduce the cooldown of Thistle Tea, Outlaw Rogue will be broken. Thistle Tea is really good. Basically, what you're getting here is a 20-second cooldown. Every 20 seconds, you can reliably use Thistle Tea to get 100 energy. 20, 40, 60. That equals a minute. You have 3 charges. Get it? So every 20 seconds, you could get 100 energy. That's actually very strong. Very, very strong. Particularly for Outlaw Rogue with Restless Blades, trying to get back to your cooldowns more quickly. This will help you do that. For Assassination Rogue, sometimes your bleeds and poisons take a while to ramp up, and you have a hard time generating that energy really, really quickly. So instead, you could just use Thistle Tea. It makes sense that it's in the Assassination Rogue line here. So I think this is a great addition to Rogue. Very, very good. We talked about recovery. We talked about all the energy regeneration you can do. Let's do the second last thing I want to do in this tree is talk about anima charged combo points. Let's come down here. Basically, also Acrobatic Strikes is available to everybody. 3-yard range for every rogue. Incredibly good. Incredibly strong. Very, very good. Echoing Reprimand down here. The live version of Echoing Reprimand anima charges 4 combo points. This only anima charges 3. And you have to spend 3 talents to get it. I actually still think it's totally worth it, especially if you're playing Outlaw Rogue. Anima charging combo points makes it so that your next finisher consumes 7 combo points. And if you don't know how it works, it'll anima charge like any of your combo points except for the 5th one. It'll do 2 through. Very likely, this will always do your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th combo point. So you can, what it means is you don't have to spend as much energy pressing Sinister Strike to gain combo points before being able to use your 7-point combo point finisher. Does that make sense? So like You press Sinister Strike once, it gets you 2 combo points because you get lucky. Then you use Dispatch, and it's a 7-point finisher instead of a 2-point finisher. That 7-point combo finisher reduces the cooldown of all your abilities on Restless Blades, right? So for Outlaw Rogue in particular, I think Echoing Reprimand is incredibly strong. I'm really happy it's back. This is the only Covenant ability I actually really cared about, and I'm so happy it's back in the baseline tree. It's good for any rogue. You can use it on any of the rogues, and getting Anima Charged combo points, like I was saying before, with a Cold Blood Between the Eyes finisher that's been Blade Flurried, or whatever combo you want to do. Let's say you're playing Subtlety, right? And you're doing some big black powder thing, right? You can Cold Blood your black powder, yada, 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 right? There's lots of different things that you can do that can make it work incredibly well. So awesome tool. It makes sense that it's in the Outlaw Rogue section here in the middle. Completely makes sense, and I think it's very good. Let's look at the final piece that I want to look at here. We talked about recovery here. We talked about the Cold Blood Between the Eyes stuff. We talked about Thistle Tea being very strong for everybody. We talked about getting your energy back through Marked for Death, Deeper Stratagem, and Vigor. The last thing I want to talk about is the stealth side of the tree, the subtlety side of this tree. Cheat Death is over here, which feels pretty mandatory a lot of the time, so it's going to be interesting to see if, like, as rogues, you feel like you have to go over to the subtlety side of the tree in order to pick it up. That would be actually kind of unfortunate, but we'll see how that is. These last two are really interesting. Find Weakness makes all of your attacks to bypass 40% of the enemy's armor when your stealth abilities will trigger this. So very interesting, the wording of this. The wording of this says your stealth abilities reveal a flaw in your target's defense, causing your attacks to bypass 40% of the armor for 10 seconds. So what's really cool about this is that you can basically pop into stealth and use like an ambush, let's say, as an outlaw rogue, and you get 10 seconds of Find Weakness. That's really big. 40% armor pen for 10 seconds. That's bonkers. Then we get Shadow Dance. This is incredible. You get Shadow Dance baseline for all rogues. This was a sub-rogue ability only. This is the final point that I want to make here for Rogue in general. Blizzard has made a very clear idea of what they want to do with Rogue, and it's very exciting. It's very good. They're saying to you basically, you need to use stealth as a rogue, no matter what rogue you're playing. It goes back to this Garrote being up here in front of my evasion that I want to take as an outlaw rogue. I can now play Outlaw Rogue and take Garrote and take the bonus to Garrote over here and then come over here and take the Shadow Dance stuff. I can play like an assassination sub Outlaw Rogue. See what I'm saying there? I have a lot of assassination stuff, a lot of sub stuff, and then I'm actually playing Outlaw Rogue, and it works. Why does it work? Well, because they're making stealth a priority for rogues. You can use Shadow Dance as an Outlaw Rogue, let's say. It allows the use of all stealth abilities and grants the combat benefits of stealth for 9 seconds. And then just gives you 10% more damage as well. If you pop this, for 9 seconds, you can use, you get all the combat bonuses for stealth. Well, what are the combat bonuses for stealth? Well, first of all, your stealth abilities now give you 40% armor pen. That's insane. Oh, look at this. While stealth is active, your abilities deal 20% more damage. Interesting. When you're stealth, you move 20% faster. Interesting. What does that? What does it have to do with Outlaw Rogue? Well, look at this. Ambush supercharges a combo point for 45 seconds, just like the Anima Charge thing does. Okay. Well, Ambush is a stealth ability for combat rogue for everybody, so I have to use this during stealth. Well, what can I do? I can pop Shadow Dance and hit Ambush. You see what's happening there? You can pop Shadow Dance and hit Ambush, and for 9 seconds, you can just use Ambush over and over again, and it will Anima Charge a combo point for you. And it will do 20% more damage, and it will give you 40% armor pen. That's really cool. And you have 20% movement speed, of course. I don't want to forget about that. That's a really cool combination there. Really cool. Something that's not possible in Outlaw Rogue right now. So you run into a pack. You pop Blade Flurry, let's say, as an Outlaw Rogue. You pop Adrenaline Rush, so you're just giga juiced. You pop Shadow Dance, so you're doing 10% more damage, and you can use your stealth abilities. You ambush. Maybe you use Thistle Tea. I mean, you have 100 energy already. Build your combo points up with, like, Mark for Death, then press... Oh, no, Ambush is a generator. I'm sorry, Ambush is a generator. Just press Ambush. So I'll do it again. Blade Flurry, into Adrenaline Rush, into Shadow Dance. Then you can use Ambush. Ambush anima charges your combo points. You just keep using it to get extra supercharges on your combo points. And then you use big Giga Spenders, like Between the Eyes with Cold Blood. So there's some really crazy combinations here on the stealth side of the tree here, in the stealth section of the class side. That is really important to understand, that it's affecting all rogues, and in particular, it's really going to affect Outlaw Rogue, which has traditionally been the most stealth, you know, they don't like stealth agnostic. They have been the least reliant on stealth. Okay, nailed it. This is really, really cool for Rogue. I'm very excited for the new builds that you can do. Literally, you can think about this as like, I'm going to play an Assassination with Cold Blood. Assassination sub Outlaw Rogue. Right? I'm a Cold Blood stealth Outlaw Rogue. That's my build. Or I'm going to do a Echoing Reprimand Thistle Tea build. Or I'm going to do a Garrote build as an Outlaw Rogue and focus on being in stealth and getting subterfuge so that I can garrote all these enemies. And, like, you see the combinations there that are just really interesting and really going to be unique. It's going to put a really unique twist on Outlaw Rogue. And whoever built this Rogue class tree has done an exceptional job at making sure that all three of the specs are noticeably included, and that you can basically create builds that are very rogue-like, and that you can thread the line, that line between, like, am I an Outlaw Rogue, am I a Sub Rogue, am I a Assassination Rogue? I'm actually all three. They're all kind of meshing together and melding together in this tree, and it's really exciting to see. I love this. It's very good. Excuse me. Let me summarize it up again for you. Lots of utility that you get to pick up here for free. I don't like where evasion is placed. Lots of recovery options with Leeching Poison and Recuperator. Brand new builds that have opened up with Cold Blood giving you crit, maybe pushing you towards a Between the Eyes thing for Outlaw Rogue. Thistle Tea is back, which gives you lots of flexibility in whichever build you want to play. Getting 100 energy for free right away is really incredible. All of your energy problems that you have in the current game, because you can only pick Vigor or Deeper Stratagem or Mark for Death, are fixed now, because you can get Mark for Death and Deeper Stratagem and Vigor, or 2 out of the 3, which is very likely. You can get Echoing Reprimand, which is anima charging your combo points, which is a theme for Outlaw Rogue in particular, because they have other things that are going to supercharge their combo points. This helps to really make everything steady. The flow of your gameplay will be really improved with Echoing Reprimand. I guarantee it. Last but not least, there's a big emphasis on stealth coming in to Dragonflight for all of the Rogue specializations, and especially for Outlaw Rogue. You can take Shadow Dance, which allows you to use all your stealth abilities. You can get 20% more damage while stealth is active / Shadow Dance is active. You can convert that into ambush attacks, which will supercharge your combo points, which then you could pop Cold Blood and use those supercharged combo points on a Between the Eyes, which is going to do 4 times the normal damage. This is just me combining this with the Outlaw Rogue stuff, and we're going to see better, even bigger combinations with Sub Rogue and with Assassination Rogue when I get to those videos. But that is what the Rogue class tree is looking like, and it's looking good. It's looking really good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think about the Rogue talent trees that have come in? What do you think about Dragonflight? Maybe the alpha being announced for the 14th of July. Fingers crossed. Do you think that Blizzard is on track to making this a really, really good expansion, or are you scared out of your wits that it's going to be bad? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, drop a like. If you want to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, guys. If you want to support me in the future of what I'm doing here, there's a link to my Patreon down below. You can get exclusive rewards on the Patreon there, so go check that out. Thank you so much for being here once again. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one.